those guys have been together before, but that secondary, the newness of the secondary for Georgia Tech is really, really inviting. What he wanted to do with Tolles is to get him outside on boots like this and cut the field in half, but in the end, Tolles makes a great decision right there, Jason. There wasn't anybody open.
He ran the ball 37 times last year. He's in for Thomas to cap the drive.
It's an interesting time to not see Thomas in there. I don't know.
Opening game in the ACC. The bands have been fired up. Georgia Tech opportunistic early.
Presentation right now with Bobby Wolford being the lead fullback, and he's basically just a slightly undersized guard leading Hilleman up in the hole. So I think this is a good opportunity for BC to break through and try to get something on the board.
Colton Lichtenberg, who was 3 out of 6 last year, his long was 43, and that's the distance here. Out of the hold of Smith, which could be challenging. And it's blocked. Georgia Tech gets there. You remember last year they did it against Florida State for a win. And the special team strikes again for the Yellow Jackets. Patrick Gamble was the guy that had the block last year, and he got in again.
Lichtenberg did not look confident in that approach, but Gamble did what you're supposed to do. Get some penetration and get your hands up.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And Dr. Pepper, it's a college football tradition.
It's not every day you get to have a Battle of the Bands at a castle. This is Malahide Castle, north of Dublin, established in 1185 when Henry II granted the lands to Richard Talbot. This is a newer stadium, 2010 here at the Aviva.
Yesterday, Ted Roof told us that it's the running of Patrick Tolles that he was concerned about because of what he had been reading coming out of camp, ironically. But Tolles is not only a good runner because of his big body, conversion. You can run it, you can throw it, and BC just needs to convert, but ultimately they need to finish with points.
They have the speedy Smith in the
Baker, the center, getting out wide, and very well designed.
BC trying to go quick, and Willis is dropped by Terrell Lewis, the junior lineman.
There was really that big of an advantage to go fast right there.
Don't want to leave too much time on the clock as well for Georgia Tech.
No reason to do that.
Second down, 11. Willis again crashes down. 3 out of 7 on third down today. Callanan in motion. Tolles to throw. Lost the ball. It's intercepted right at the line. Kyle Surge Henderson essentially got it handed to him.
Remember the wasted second down play because of the hurry up, and you're forced to throw it 3rd and 6, and this is the result. Surge Henderson gets one handed to him. I'm not sure that, the ball does, I think, get hit. This might be reviewed to see whether that arm was coming forward or not, but it was picked off anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But I think that wasted play on second down leads to that disaster on 3rd in a scoring situation for BC.
Couple of turnovers for Tolles. Mentioned the high-risk propensity for the transfer from Kentucky. Looks like Paul Johnson is ready to run down this clock.
Both coaches expected this to be a hard-fought, low-scoring affair anyway, so I think Paul Johnson's completely happy being up 7 in this weather going into halftime. And if you're Boston College, you have to be saying, you know what? The start of this season looks a lot like it did last year. Very good defense, and our offense has given the ball away twice and hasn't been able to really sustain much of anything. first half offensively finished in plus territory. We saw the big run by Hilleman here in this start of this second half, and here they are once again in plus territory. They need to get in the end zone.
Was 5th ranked in the country that season, so they were close. How about Sewanee? 6 times the University of the South. I mean, at that point, you just fold the programs, don't you?
I think you do. I think you blow it right off. This play, everything was on the table, and you can run the ball once again. You essentially have 3 plays in one all the time anyway.
Pitch to Mills, the freshman. Crashes in. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Some errors have been a problem for the Eagles.
And we talked about this, Jason, that the opportunities that Boston College had to do much more earlier in this game than they did. They got into the plus territory multiple times. Was left. It's those kind of decisions really that this game has come down to. Remember Paul Johnson, they're deep in the red zone. 4th and 14, do you get the ball back? He decided to get more. You have to get your big bodies outside. You have to have a jumper. You have to get your quarterback time to launch it. You got to get the ball.
Georgia Tech back in the win column after a long 2015 at 3-9. Paul Johnson's Yellow Jackets win in Dublin in comeback fashion.